Stories, I'm a fool for your love.
Borderlands 3
Review.
Yes.
Good boys. First review.
Yes. So this is gonna be a little bit different. If you guys are new here, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button because I think this is how we're gonna do the smaller segments. Is just kind of, it's different than the podcast, but it's also still a podcast.
Yeah, it's like a snippet.
Yeah, and we're gonna go for about 20-25 minutes on this talking about Borderlands 3. Do be warned though, if you haven't played Borderlands 3 all the way through, the back half of this we will get into the spoiler details of the story. But for the first 10 to 15 minutes, we'll warn you before we get to the spoilers. But the first half is going to be us, just our initial reactions, what we think about the game, and in general, all that. And we want you guys to comment down below, let us know what your guys' thoughts are on Borderlands 3. I was going to do a separate whole thing for this, but I thought, Tyler's playing it. Let's do it. Right. And also, what I want us to do is also rank all the Borderlands games at the end of this video. So, do make sure to leave your ranking down below, guys. And if you've never played a Borderlands game, definitely check out Borderlands 3.
Yeah, definitely go.
So, initial reaction. Don't give a score yet. We'll give our score at the very end.
Yeah, we'll give you also a spoiler-free score.
Yeah,
we'll just give you.
So I want you to tell me your initial thoughts on this game.
Initial thoughts?
Yeah, just basic. This is a couple sentences of how you were at the game.
Fun, love it. There are things I don't like though.
Yeah, I can pretty much say the same thing. I love a lot of aspects about it.
I have more pros and cons on here than you can see.
You know what? It's more Borderlands. That's what it is. It's more Borderlands, and that's what's great. Could Borderlands 2 have just added a giant add-on? Absolutely. Could have easily done that. I will say for Borderlands 3, though, I think that's the smartest thing you could probably do for this game now. Is just keep adding to it.
I 100% agree. Because their engine that they have for this game, the graphics, the amount of detail.
And even if you don't think the engine is better, there's a YouTube video that you shared with me. Because that's how I was. It's like, I mean, it's also
that's what I thought so too.
But you know what? It's actually more comic booky now than it was before. Yes. They do that for the detailing.
Yes. But the details that they do add are wonderful.
Which, I mean, we can talk about the graphics. The graphics are phenomenal. The graphics are phenomenal across the board. Excellent. And I really appreciated what Gearbox had done with Borderlands 3. Graphically, the style, the look. And it's like they ranched it up. Because Borderlands 1, if you don't remember what Borderlands 1 was actually supposed to look at, do look at that first trailer. It is insane how much they changed. Then they added the cartoony, and it's fine. I think it's cool. Yeah. 2 really delved more deeper into it. This one goes even further.
Yeah, but in the good way.
In a best way.
Yeah.
It knows what it is. And again, if you like any of the Borderlands games, you're going to like 3.
Absolutely.
100%.
That's like the thing that, in a way, people are kind of split that have played previous Borderlands. Some people love it because it is just more Borderlands, which is...
And other people wanted something different.
Yeah.
Which I will say, I wanted a little bit more difference to certain things.
I agree.
The gameplay, let's talk about the gameplay. Phenomenal.
The mechanics.
The mechanics are great.
Yes.
And the way that everything moves, the shooting,
gameplay,
the looting.
Even the guns, like each gun
feels different this time, which was my basic complaint with the second one.
Even like the way like your character like runs, like you can feel like each gun has like a little bit more weight, a little bit more recoil,
and especially the different assault rifles that you use. The smart ones usually are a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
But every gun feels different, and they also have this cool thing now where, say you have a sniper rifle, it might have a second mechanism that could actually change into a shotgun or a grenade launcher.
Yeah, depending on the manufacturer.
Fun for it. And it's really cool actually switching around guns. And actually now the elemental stuff feels way stronger in this one.
Yeah, like Milliwan will mainly be like
I had a Milliwan shotgun that was it was pretty much a grenade launcher at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And it would shoot frozen bullets. So I would shoot it at the ground and I took off. I did the impact and freeze everyone. Then I switched to the radiation and just kill them all right away.
Yeah.
And it makes it for more of a fun dynamic and kind of just switching around. And the best thing about this one is that I felt in Borderlands 2, I would stick with the same gun for so much of the game.
Yeah.
And it would pretty much in the middle of the game, you could use the same gun and be fine. This one, you constantly have to switch.
Yeah.
And pretty much, you never keep the same gun.
Very rarely
will you... every mission, you'll get a new gun.
Yeah.
And from that, take out your pistol, throw it away. And it's cool. You also have to use your mind, like, okay, this one has more damage, this one has more accuracy, this one shoots different, but I really like how this one shoots, even though this one does more damage. Use the one that you're more comfortable with.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta go out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, and even sometimes, very rarely, you'll get a gun where it'll just carry you for like a few levels.
No,
and those guns are fun as hell.
Like my shotgun, my Malawan shotgun I had forever.
Yeah,
until I accidentally sold it.
Oh,
It was the worst thing, and I couldn't buy it back because I clicked out and then I went back.
oh
And I'm like,
no.
"Damn it." But that's the thing, is that the gameplay feels so much stronger. I will say on a con, though, there's one issue with the gameplay that I have, and that is the menu system.
Yeah.
And the game has
That's
been
my
out for 2
biggest
weeks
con.
now, and they have fixed already some glitches, like the Guardian token glitch.
Yeah, finally.
But
Now
are
it's like
you kidding me? The menu feels like crap. And it's not like it gets better as the game,
No.
like as you start playing more. No, it
just sucks.
It's laggy.
It
like
just sucks.
like they need, like, the other one was very much more fluid and stuff, and this one, it's not like they added anything new to it. It's just buggy. Like when
Yeah.
you open it up, it takes forever switching guns. It feels like a
sometimes
potato.
yeah.
It feels like me smashing a potato with a hammer multiple times.
Yeah, it makes me not want to go open the menu
And
like
switch
sort,
stuff, yeah.
and sort through shit.
That's why I just wait. I go and sell everything, and then I go into it.
Yeah, like I'll
Because-
just like I don't want to deal with it.
Like, I'll keep the purple, the blue, and orange guns, and then I'll look at those and be like, okay, no.
yeah, and then like I'll figure out like okay, I'll just want to sell this gun.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's so
It's
annoying.
easily the worst part about the game. 100% the worst part about the game.
Yeah,
Because this is the one reason, because it feels buggy, and this is from a AAA studio, so it's hard for me to imagine that this got out, like, and I mean, I get it, they get deadlines, but like, there's no way this game was gold by the second they sent it out. Like, it still has issues.
people in the beta said that it seemed like a really polished game. I could understand from like
but it's
truthfully,
a certain segment that they let them
yeah.
play.
and I would honestly say like from as a whole, it is a pretty good.
It's a honestly
solid game.
Borderlands 2, I crashed a lot. Like, there was glitches.
Yeah, there's
but
definitely glitches.
I'd fall
for
through
sure.
the map. This one, I haven't nothing other than the menu has been an issue.
So I've experienced only like two things:
Which
the
one was
menu, and also just like sometimes we'll be doing mission. The last enemy will be just glitched.
Oh,
Somewhere.
and he'll be somewhere and you can't find him and you have to reload. I've done that too. It was on one of the anointed. I actually killed it. And it was gone. It was just missing. So I had to restart it again. So, but that's another thing. We're talking about the enemies. Every single person changes.
So like that's so like.
And right now we are going through
it
True
gets-
Vault Hunter mode, so we are seeing the different varieties and how they are changing.
Yeah, so I've
The
already ran.
anointed are
this-
cool.
Yeah, so me and Zach already ran through the first playthrough.
Mm-hmm. And where are you a little bit more farther
well,
ahead of me in True Vault Hunter, or are we kind of
A little bit further, but let's
Okay.
also talk about the story before we get into the end game.
Well, I'm talking about enemies right now.
Oh, you just want okay?
The
yeah,
enemies
okay,
are
yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
okay.
And now, while some of
Yes.
them are super annoying, the anointed, they feel so satisfying when you kill them.
Yeah, so there's
And they're worth it. I mean, you
Yeah.
get stuff. Like, most missions, you can kind of just run away from
Yeah.
them. Some you have to kill.
yeah.
And those ones that you have to kill aren't really that annoying. You know what I mean?
It's like the anointed are like definitely the enemies where it's like, if you felt badass, this thing's gonna like really gonna
If
try
you felt like a
which is good.
badass was hard to kill, wait till you kill an anointed.
Yeah, but it's fun because it gives you a little bit of challenge, and you will die from.
And
like,
you
I've-
have to move.
You
like, you
do.
can't just sit there and shoot. You gotta move, bounce,
it-
jump.
those guys are really really
And
annoying,
you
but
know
it,
what I-
but it adds to.
Well,
the
and that's what brings
variety,
me
I would
back.
say.
And this kind of forms Borderlands 1 and 2 perfectly. So one had a little bit of a platforming to it.
Yeah,
This one's kind of like the perfect element all around with it. And
Mm-hmm.
I actually really like that they did that, because I never felt that Borderlands, in a sense, had ever done that before. You know, like,
Yeah.
we had the platforming here and there within 1, but 2 didn't really go further with it. This one kind of has it, like jump, 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 kick, pounce to the ground. You know,
Yeah.
like melee, shoot. There's so much going on in Borderlands.
Yeah, and that's also
I would say that can be a con to some people.
yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit. It is a very fast-paced game. It's
Yeah,
very fast.
There's a lot going on, and honestly, to some people, it can be fun because like you can create
love
like
it.
a skill behind it, and to another
It keeps
extent,
me entertained as I'm constantly
Yes.
going. There's never a dull moment, and that goes.
all the
to
engagements
also,
are fun, especially if you have a friend to play with.
Mhm. I mean, when you and me play, I like playing with someone else more than playing
Yeah,
solo. But like when
it's-
you and me play, it's more fun.
Yeah, when me and you play, when you have more people, there's more enemies. They become a little bit harder. Loot becomes better, but even like the gameplay, the mechanics, even become even more insane.
And that's why
which
I've
is
heard,
even
like,
cooler.
on Endgame, even though we haven't gotten much into that since we just went straight into True Vault Hunter mode,
Yeah.
my friend who's in it is said, like, those other extra modes, you play with 4 friends, you get so much loot. It's so much fun, and that's the best part. This is a looter shooter.
Yeah, so that's also a pro to this game. Loot.
Everything feels different.
You want to try everything, like
Mm-hmm.
whatever it may be, just like try it out. There's a shield,
And it feels very satisfying as you're leveling up and seeing, like, where... Because, honestly, I think we both had this. I did not like my character in the beginning.
yeah,
And I didn't start liking him until I understood how he played.
yes,
And I think that's going to be it for every character, though.
Yeah.
Is once you get them leveled up, like my character's at like 45 right now. I think yours is at 50.
Yeah, I'm capped.
And you love your character now, right?
Yeah.
And that's my thing. I love Flack. I also, well, we'll talk about that in the story. I love what they do with these characters and how the personalities come out of them. And also just like Flack in general, like I love having his Skag run around. Or
yeah.
If you want, I chose the Skag. There's the other pets, but I chose the Skag the most. And I just, because I'm more of a master, I like kind of sitting back and shooting, but it's just the dynamics, the RPG elements, the looting and shooting and all that, it all just feels great.
Yeah, and depending on what character you pick and what skill tree, you can really tailor to how you want to play each engagement. If you want to be just this thing that takes a bunch of damage and you just unleash
and you can do that with your build
power.
too, with shields.
Exactly. You can do that all through building
everything. Yeah.
And exactly with your shield or with the correct shield and gun. You can do that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I love it.
There's a lot of fun, chaotic things that happen within Borderlands.
And it's some of my favorite parts about Borderlands. Now, let's talk about the story. So, I think the strongest part about Borderlands 2 was Handsome Jack.
Absolutely. And the story itself
and I would still say Handsome Jack is probably top 5 video game villains of all time.
Yes. He was so funny, but
evil. It was funny. It was evil. He was charming in a weird way that you liked him, but at the same time you fucking hated him.
Yeah, he was like...
And the story... Now, while I think...
He was like an evil Tony Stark.
Pretty much. And the thing I liked about the story in that one is it brought the characters from the first one and progressed them.
Yeah.
Borderlands 3 does the same thing with certain characters.
Yeah.
But doesn't flesh too much. There's a lot to talk about the story, and of course we will get into spoilers, and we'll let you know when we're going to. That'll be kind of towards the back half. I liked the villains in here. They're better than anything on the first game. Hands down.
Yeah, the first game sucked.
And I'm glad they didn't try to make him Handsome Jack 2.0.
Yeah, but
at the same time, like I didn't like them because I felt like they weren't in the game enough. They're in it, but not in it enough.
Yeah.
For me to really like them. Mm-hmm. And there's something that happens towards the end with them that we'll get into in the spoiler segment that I was like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I liked it, but I also kind of felt iffy on it. I like the personalities. I like the voice acting is phenomenal for them. The design of them was pretty cool. And I like the boss fights with them, actually. I actually think all the boss fights in this game are, I would say, almost all are better except for the last one. Like, the last boss in Borderlands 2 is still the best boss Borderlands has ever had.
Yes.
Because it's the hardest, it's the most satisfying one. This one
holds the most loot, too.
I'm just going to say this, the last boss in here, I just sat in the corner and just kept shooting and I never got hit.
Yeah.
Like, I got hit, like, maybe once or twice, but, like, I just sat back and just kept... And it was kind of disappointing, but I will say every other boss in here... And, like, it was funny, like, I was playing through this and I'm like, oh, I beat the first vault. Like, oh, that's it, you know? Oh, no. Oh, there's 4 more vaults I have to go to.
Yeah.
And it's cool how many different... and each of those bosses are really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The tree one's really cool. And fighting the twins, like, I liked... What's the guy's name? Troy. I liked his boss fight. He was cool. It was pretty easy. You know what I mean? Like, I think I died once on one of the bosses.
So comparing the two when it comes to boss battles, Borderlands 2 and 3.
I think 3 overall has the better boss battles, but 2 had the better end one.
I disagree. I think 2 had more memorable.
See, the only one I remember is that last one. That's the only one I really remember.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember. You know what pissed me off though about 2? And playing through it again really made me realize this early this year. There's too many robots in that game.
Yeah.
It's literally just killing robot. This one, there was so many more. And I think that's why I like these bosses more, because almost every boss I felt like I killed in there was a robot.
Yeah.
And I think,
okay, I see what you mean.
And that's the reason that I think I'm more of like the designs of look. It kind of looks like they took a page out of like Bloodborne or like Dark Souls and like, hey, let's really go creative with these bosses. Like that first one, that first vault, the way it's shifting and moving, it's fucking demonic, but it's awesome.
It's really cool.
So that's why I kind of like those. I'm not going to say they're harder.
You know, okay, actually, the more you talk about it, I can agree with you.
Like
I would say they're...
And that just goes back to the wide variety of enemies that they have in Borderlands 3. But the story is where we kind of come down to. I have a few issues with it. One being, your character talks a lot, which I love. Furthers out Flack, Zane, and any of the characters. But I have a question. Why aren't they in the cutscenes?
Yeah, they're not really acknowledged.
And
cutscenes at all.
And it felt off because like they're just not there.
Well, it also makes me feel like everything I did didn't really happen.
Yeah.
Like I didn't do it.
And I didn't really appreciate how they filmed those personally.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little bit disappointing. I thought they could have been intersected more. And also, some characters don't really... I mean, not every character from Borderlands 2 showed up.
No.
And some are very obvious misses. Like El Salvador.
Yeah.
Gage. Craig. Now, here's the thing. I know there's going to be add-ons, blah, blah, and they'll probably show up somewhere in there. And I know there's Easter eggs to them that say where they're at and what they're doing. But why not just have them in this game? Like, here's the thing. They obviously picked the main two ones that are the most popular, Maya and Zero.
To put them into the story.
And it's cool where they're at.
Yes.
And I like what they did with them.
I'm okay with it because, I mean, for what we got from just the base game, there's a lot.
There's a lot. But still, I'm
like,
just a little bit picky because, like, for
me,
I didn't main Zero or Gage. I main Gage.
Yeah.
I didn't main Maya and them. And it sucks for me because, like, those... I didn't get to play, like, interact with my favorite characters. And I know they're going to be there.
Oh, I didn't interact with my favorite characters either. But
I
want to say this probably just going to be there.
Where's Dr. Zed? That was the big miss.
Yeah, I wish they would have, like, talked... I wish they would have just acknowledged it or just, like with the... I don't know. I feel like there could have been a better way of doing that.
Mm-hmm. So I do think there's just some misses in the story. And pacing-wise, it's not that great.
It's okay.
Like, it goes, climaxes, oh, we're going again. Like, you know?
Yeah.
And that's not the issue, is having the vaults. The issue is...
What you're doing.
What you're doing.
Between each vault.
As much as I love all the new enemies... Can I just say that there's not that many memorable missions in this one?
No. Now,
side quest-wise, I'm going to be honest, I have not played them all.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of side quests.
I think I did 30 around my first playthrough. And 4 of them I really liked. There's one that we're going to talk about spoiler-wise, but I didn't really love all of them. Like, they were just fine. They had funny dialogue to them.
Yes. But...
And then new characters-wise, I only really loved one. And that's Balex.
Yeah.
Who we're not going to talk about it in the non-spoiler part, who Balex is, but it's hilarious. It's easily the funniest mission. It's the best mission in the campaign. And it's the most hilarious one.
I would agree.
And that's my thing, because there is a new character named Anna who I don't mind, but I don't...
She's kind of there.
She's there. And I'm a big Tiny Tina fan. Yeah. Where the fuck was Tiny Tina in this movie or in this game? She's in it. Barely. Same with Brick and Mordecai. Yeah. It's just they're obviously very big misses. And kind of just to wrap up the non-spoiler part before we get to the last spoiler moment. What are your any other thoughts you have for the game before we give our score, non-spoiler score? It's Diablo meets Mad Max. It's always been the main thing of it. It's a looter shooter RPG that has fantastic gameplay, while the menu system's a little crap. Actually, a lot of crap.
So who is this game for? This is for anybody that has previously played any Borderlands. If you
love Borderlands, you're gonna like this.
You're gonna love it. If you just know what you're getting into.
Yeah, if you've never been a fan of Borderlands, you might not really like it.
Yeah, if you never played Borderlands, but you love hardcore looter shooters, I would definitely try this game. Just also know that there is no PvP sites.
Yeah, I mean, you can play with friends, I guess. And
sort of. You can do a duel.
Yeah,
really
but
quickly.
It's one of the best co-op games. That's 100% the thing.
Absolutely,
it's one of the best co-op games. It's like I said, Diablo meets Mad Max. It's what it's always been sold on, and it's a fun looter shooter. While I was disappointed in a lot of the story, pacing wise, villains were fine. You don't play Borderlands for the story. You play it more for the missions and the characters
and the loot.
And the loot. And while I was disappointed with some of that, I still think this is an excellent game that adds into the Borderlands, and I'm excited to see what the add-ons do. That's going to be my one thing, is how they support the game. So
and 3 games that you've played these games, you'll probably enjoy Borderlands. Is Diablo 3, Warframe, Fallout 4. Mm-hmm. And just give you 3 extra Shadow Warrior 2, Skyrim, and Dying Light. Yeah. Because of its loot.
The loot's great. Dying Light's very underrated. Yeah. Game. So what would your score be before we get to the spoiler part?
I would give it a good solid 8.5.
See, so I'm at, as we're talking, I think I was an 8.5 before we start. I'm at an 8.2 out of 10. And 8.5. I'll go 8.5 because I still liked it.
Yeah.
Even though I think my biggest issue is with the story.
Yes.
Which, let's get into the spoilers. So, a couple issues I have with it.
Yeah.
I think my biggest thing is Maya dying so early. I think killing Lilith off, it felt weird.
Yeah.
And it's like, Lilith I kind of got, but Maya?
I didn't really understand it.
It just happened, and to be killed off by these villains that really aren't in it too much, who are the first Vault Hunter's children, that we also find out, Typhoon, who's an awesome character.
Yeah, he's
awesome character.
Great
came
character.
way too late in the game. Way too late. Should have been way earlier on. And also died.
Yeah.
Which was, again, weird. I get it, you have to have the stakes and stuff.
Everybody that is memorable or could have been memorable just dies.
Yeah, or they're not in the game enough. Mordecai, Brick, major parts of the second game. Not in it that much. Tiny Tina. There's like no side quest for her. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I didn't really check.
I took every damn quest on that planet. There was not one for Tiny Tina.
Really?
And that's my thing. She was my favorite character the first one. There was so much talk of her being grown up and stuff, and she's in, one mission?
Yeah.
It's just weird. And I do have a feeling they are going to do an add-on that's Tiny Tina's Dungeon again. They would be dumb not to.
Yeah, that's why I'm being a little bit optimistic and not...
And I'm being I'm being pessimistic. I'm being the pessimistic side of it, because what if it's not? These add-ons could suck. Because you know what? Fallout 3 had the best add-ons in the world. Borderlands 2 had some of the best add-ons in the world. Fallout 4's add-ons sucked.
True as fuck.
So Borderlands 3 add-ons could be disappointing.
Yeah, you're absolutely 100% right.
So,
Fallout 3 was a great game when it first launched, and then
the add-ons, every add-on for that game was awesome. It's just, before, same way, just, But so, Borderlands 3, though, when it comes down to spoiler talk, it's just that story point. Where are these other characters that fleshed out the world? We didn't talk about this, though. The planets are awesome. Each planet is very distinctively different, and I love the last one, Eden 6. That's my favorite one.
And they're huge.
Yes, they're gigantic. And as you do more side quest missions, they open up even more.
Yeah, I don't even know if I unlocked every single...
No, there's an achievement for it, so you know if you fucking did. I didn't.
Fuck.
So, and that's my thing. There's so many more things to do, and there's so much to explore, and so much things, and
so many secret things too.
But again, I hope those side missions are more memorable. Because Balex, the teddy bear, hilarious.
Fucking hilarious.
Not in the game enough. And that mission was hilarious, but there wasn't enough of that. And also, did the humor feel a little bit more tame to you than the
I didn't enjoy it as much.
It's funny,
but just
But it felt more tame than the second one. And I don't know if that's just kind of the society we live in now, that's like everything has to be more tamed.
It might be. I don't know. I know I did not laugh nearly as much as I did when I was playing 2.
No, and I think that's the truth. So for me, I think it just comes down to Borderlands 3. Let's get into a ranking. If we're to rank all the Borderlands games, I think 2 is still my number 1. And I think it's only my number 1.
It's 2, 3, 1.
See, so I was actually going to add a pre-sequel and Tales. So my number 1's 2. 3 is 3. Number 3 is Tales from the Borderlands. I loved what Telltale did with that game. 4 is Borderlands 1, and 5 is pre-sequel. Pre-sequel is not a good game.
It's not.
Nothing about that game is appealing. The characters are, other than Claptrap, pretty boring. It just not a good game.
It's cool that you can play.
And I don't even really like the first one, personally. I don't even really like the first Borderlands. I think that game was pretty disappointing, too. It's lacking. It's dead. You were literally in a post-apocalyptic nowhere.
Yeah, it was honestly so
And Borderlands 2
desolate.
took everything on to that and touched on it even more. And Borderlands 2, for me, while I think the biggest issue with that game is the repetitive enemies, besides that game is almost perfect. Borderlands 3, though, is fun. It has great characters. It has fantastic gameplay. But for me, it's just when it comes down to the story, that was my most disappointing part of the game.
Yeah.
And I think it just depends on what you're playing Borderlands for. If you don't care about the story, this is probably your favorite Borderlands game. But as someone who loves stories, it's not my favorite.
It's definitely the worst part about the game.
Is the story.
Yeah. I'm upset that I can't really enjoy as much as I did story-wise and
honestly, going through as True Vault Hunter, it's kind of a grind.
It is.
And it's tough.
I like it. I enjoy it.
I mean it in a bad way, though. I mean, it's tough because I have to play the fucking story and I can't skip the cutscenes.
Yeah.
That is a joke that I cannot skip anything.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I can't.
That's why I told you when we were playing last night, I was like, let's just go back and sell our stuff there because they're just gonna be talking for like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
We can just sell everything. So that's where it kind of goes down to. My score is 8.4, 8.5 out of 10. Yours is the same thing. I think there's room for improvement. I'm looking forward to it. Please fix the menus. But guys, that's going to be it for our review of Borderlands 3 non-spoiler and spoiler talk. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button because we do tons of content on this on a daily basis. I do tons of early movie reviews on this channel on a daily basis. And of course, we talk all geeky content. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters because without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. And of course, if you guys want to see movies early, go over to Sandwich on Films because that's how you can check them out early.
Damn, that was a
there.
mouthful, dude.
Dude, I say it in every single review. So, thank you guys again so much for watching this. That's Tyler. I'm Zach. Thank you so much for joining me on this. And until next time, stay classy.
Stories, I'm a fool for your love.